Today we are looking at the GNC franchise, or General Nutrition Centers. How much does a franchise cost? How much can you earn? Is GNC a good investment? All that and more on today's video. Right, to start off, the total investment that is necessary to begin operation of a single new GNC franchise store is going to range from just over $180,000 to just over $347,000. Now, to convert a single company-owned store to a franchise, that situation exists as well, costs you about $145,000 to $855,000. You're going to need to have at least $130,000 in liquid assets to qualify for a GNC. Your royalties, 6% of gross sales, and ads, going to cost you about 3%. Now, once you have extended your contract, you're up to the 10-year period, its renewal is going to cost you about 37.5%. You might be awarded a protected territory. That's more than often not the case, and your territory is going to depend on whether you're in a mall or in a standalone location. Now, if you're off-put by lawsuits, GNC may not be your best choice. There are multiple class action lawsuits against GNC, including unlawful business practices and consumer fraud, relating to how GNC offers discounts on regular priced items. Now, the plaintiffs are claiming that regular prices that they purport are illusory and overstated, and this led buyers to believe they were receiving a substantial discount when they were in fact not. Now, there are several lawsuits in their FTD that are related to this pricing scheme. There's also lawsuits seeking class action status related to their Gold Card program, which was abruptly discontinued, and members allegedly were not compensated for that. There's lawsuits that are related to deceptive advertising and allegedly misleading benefit claims of products. There's lawsuits concerning GNC's policy of calculating minimum wage and overtime and vacation pay. And there's been, of course, also many lawsuits related to alleged negative health consequences that have been caused by products that were sold from GNC stores. In fact, when you look at the GNC FDD, it has almost 30 pages of lawsuits that are both ongoing and concluded. So how much does an average GNC store make? Well, in the 2017 FDD, GNC includes a financial representation that included revenues from 1,021 stores that had been in business the entire one-year reporting period of 2016. Now, average gross sales for that period, just a little over $487,000, with 421 stores above that amount, and of course many stores that were not making that much. Now, what you should know, and this is very important, when we go back to the 2014 FDD that we have on file still, average earnings back then were $535,000 for the year 2013 and $513,000 for 2014. So we see a very clear trend of year-over-year declining revenues. Now, if you still think $480,000 in great gross revenues not that bad, let's take a look at that. Now, don't forget, you have to pay almost 10% right out of the gate to GNC corporate for royalties and your ad fees. Then back out your rent, your payroll, your taxes, cost of goods sold, insurance, licensing, etc. What are you left with? Not a whole lot. Of course, that number is going to be variable depending on the size of your store, the number of employees, even what state you are opening up in, etc. Now, fortunately, we were able to find an approximation of what your rent and maintenance might be based on what other stores have experienced, and this again is taken from the GNC FDD. I'm going to post this chart here on the screen. You can pause the video if you'd like to take a closer look. Now, just to give you all a point of reference, and this really is an apples to oranges comparison, so take it for what it's worth, but the second lowest earning franchise in the QSR 50, which is the top 50 fast food franchises, shows Subway stores earning $422,000. Now, that's the second lowest amount you can earn out of all 50 franchises, with only Baskin-Robbins below that with lower earnings, and they're usually seasonal. Now, if we reverse this sort from highest to lowest, we see Chick-fil-A franchises earning 10 times, literally that amount, at $4.4 million per store. But Chick-fil-A, it's an entirely different story altogether. I'll put a link at the end of this piece to our Chick-fil-A video for anyone that is interested. So to wrap up, there's been a definite decline in overall store revenue, which GNC Holdings attributes to decline in sales, pressure to slash prices on expiring products, and challenges within the sector. Now, most analysts, and we would wholeheartedly agree, suggests that the market is oversaturated with brick and mortar options that simply can't compete with the number of vendors online that can sell for much lower prices because their overhead is so much lower. The question that begs to be answered is how many people will drive to a store, try and find parking, all these other things, when they can get same or similar products online for a lower cost that's delivered right to their door. And we all know the trend of how many people are buying online these days. Now, if you didn't already know, GNC plans to divest themselves of 1,000 company-owned stores over the next few years that they will sell to franchisees. And let me ask you a question. When you have a highly profitable store with an amazing future, is your first thought to sell them? And you can make your own decision based from that. Hope you found this information useful today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you need help finding a franchise, call the experts at franchise.city. Yes, that's .city, not .com. You can also browse our franchise directory with over 600 franchises in it. I'll put that link at the top right of this video screen. Thank you for watching.